In this video, I want to introduce you to some of the most important ideas around confidence at work. Confidence is your belief in your own ability to do the work, to make the decisions, and to interact with other people in an effective way. Confidence has a huge impact on your ability to get your work done, the way you interact with and form relationships with the people around you, and ultimately on your career progression. But we must address some common misapprehensions around confidence. Confidence is not the same as arrogance. Arrogance and overconfidence are an off-putting trait that make people feel that they can't really trust you. Confidence is a positive trait that draws people towards you and inspires them to trust you. Confidence has to acknowledge the reality of the situation. And sometimes it's appropriate to be confident in the process you're going to apply and the talents that you have to deploy without necessarily being confident that all things will work out the way that they should or you would wish them to. Because sometimes we don't have control over everything that happens. So, the difference between confidence and arrogance is often based on what we are confident about. There is also a misconception that confidence is a character trait that is immutable, that some people are just confident and other people are not. Often, that is conflated with the idea that introverts are not confident and extroverts are, because extroverts quite often appear more confident. But the simple fact is that introversion or extroversion is a personality trait. It's to a high degree wired into you and the way that your brain operates. But whether you're introverted or extroverted, you can be confident in the situation if you choose to be. And if you don't work on your confidence, then extroverts can be just as lacking in confidence as introverts. Although they may be a little better at hiding it. Who knows? Confidence can have a huge benefit in the workplace. In fact, there are many benefits that it can confer. So let's look at my top 5 benefits of confidence in the workplace. Firstly, confident employees tend to be more proactive and take the initiative more, which can lead to increased productivity. Secondly, confidence can lead to more decisive action and reduced hesitancy. Therefore, it can improve decision-making as long as it's not overconfidence or arrogance and it's not accompanied by a rush to make a decision without the proper evidence or process. Leaders who have confidence and show it are more likely to inspire confidence in their followers, and therefore will find that their followers are more likely to follow their instructions and do so willingly. Confidence can be highly motivating in a leader. So developing your confidence goes hand in hand with developing leadership abilities. And of course, if you have leadership potential, then that can lead to career advancement and promotion. Confidence also leads to more assertive, clearer, more direct communication, which is, let's face it, more effective and more respectful. This means you can become a better advocate for yourself and for your ideas, and for others and their ideas. And finally, if you're more confident, then you'll be more willing to take on demanding, challenging opportunities, which will increase your motivation, your enthusiasm, and therefore the likelihood that you will get noticed as someone who can achieve things. So, what makes up confidence? That is, what are the things that we recognize in other people that suggest that they are confident? In thinking about this, I found 5 very important characteristics that signal confidence. The first is self-awareness, an understanding of your own values and your beliefs, an understanding of your own strengths and weaknesses. And that understanding has to be realistic. If you don't have a realistic assessment of your strengths and weaknesses, that can manifest in over or underconfidence. Secondly, there is self-acceptance. This is about being comfortable in your own skin, accepting your weaknesses, accepting who you are, accepting your values and your beliefs, being willing to work on them, to develop them and change them, but accepting who you are fundamentally and being proud of that. Next is self-expression. The ability to express yourself openly, honestly, and with authenticity. People who are willing to say what they really think and what they really feel and work hard to communicate who they are people who are viewed as confident. Fourth is self-advocacy, a willingness to put your point of view and your needs forward. This isn't about being selfish and grabbing the limelight and grabbing all of the benefits of the opportunity, but it is about being willing in a respectful way to say what you want and to make your case for getting it. Obviously, arrogance is where we expect to get it, and bullying is where we compel others to let us have it when perhaps it's not the right thing for them to do. And finally, my fifth component of confidence is resilience, the ability to take setbacks, to reflect on them, and to come back ready for more. Resilience is one of the most powerful and useful traits to have in the world of work because things won't always go your way. You need to be able to learn from it, but not be deterred by that. The final thing I want to address is how can you develop confidence at work? Firstly, set yourself achievable goals and objectives. Goals and objectives that you know that you will be able to achieve, but that stretch you to do so. If you set goals that are too simple, you will gain no confidence in achieving them. On the other hand, if you set goals that are too difficult and you fail, then you will get no confidence from that. But achieving difficult, stretching goals can lift your self-esteem and give you confidence for the next goals. Secondly, set yourself the task of continuous learning and development throughout your career. Put aside enough time so that you can stay on top of the discipline that you have chosen and expand your understanding appropriately outside of that discipline too. Confidence comes from choosing the right amount of time for you and for adjusting the amount of time you set aside according to the needs of your lifestyle at the particular time. However, if you are not continuously learning, then you will fall behind and lose confidence. Unless, of course, you are arrogant. Seek feedback. Ask people about your performance, listen to it carefully, explore their perceptions and learn from it. Yes, if they have some critical feedback, there is a risk that can knock your confidence back. But if you recognise that that feedback is an opportunity to learn and you're determined to learn from it, then it will boost your confidence in the long term. Self-awareness is critical for confidence. Therefore, take the time to reflect on feedback you get and your own observations. That reflection will help you better understand your talents, your strengths and your weaknesses, and understand values and to address limiting beliefs which can hold you back. Be honest about yourself, but choose your self-talk. Choose the things you say to yourself in your head. If you constantly run yourself down by saying, oh, I'll never succeed at this, or this is going to turn out badly, then of course you won't have confidence. Nobody can hear that voice in your head, so use positive self-talk to remind yourself that you have prepared well, that you have the resources, that you have a background of knowledge that give you the ability to succeed. And also use your brain to visualize success. Run through the events that are to come in your mind and see yourself succeeding, to give your brain and your body the sense that this is a situation in which you can feel comfortable and confident. Therefore, step out of your comfort zone and embrace challenges that really stretch you. These are the challenges that will help you learn, whether you succeed or fail. If you never stretch yourself, you will never learn anything new. Before you go into a stressful situation, prepare yourself for it. The more prepared you are, the more rehearsal you do, the more reading or learning or discussing you do ahead of the situation, then the better prepared you'll be. The more prepared you will be, the more confident you will be. Go into that situation with good posture, upright, firm, confident posture. Look people in the eyes, portray the confidence that you feel, and inspire confidence in others. And finally, the best way to grow your confidence is to acknowledge and celebrate your successes. When you celebrate your successes, you know you have done well and you will feel better about it. When you feel better about it, you will be more confident going into the next situation. When you are more confident, you will perform better, and when you perform better, you will have more success, which you will celebrate. It becomes a virtuous cycle. I have a whole course on impact in the workplace on this platform. Whether you choose to do the whole course or just dip into the modules from that course which are relevant to confidence and will help you to understand around the subject, I leave it to you, but I'll put links to that course and to the components of that course in the description. In the meantime, ask yourself, what are the 3 things, big or small, that you can do in the coming weeks to boost and improve and maintain your confidence at work? Please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it or learned from it. I'll be making loads more great management courses videos for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of them. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and in the meantime, keep learning.